You can't stop, Synchro and Slipshock. You rocking with the homies of Asgard.
Hello.
What's going on, everybody? How's it going? I am Slipshock, and this annoyingly amazing guy over here is SyncroChamp, and we have one of the StrugglerBry here.
That's me. StrugglerBry in the flesh.
Yeah. You're our first guest since Sadat went off about Black Panther. New guest, I should say. So, I feel like this is a perfect evolution of guests. We went, shit talk, and now we're going, build up game dev sense. I feel like it just makes sense.
All right. Yeah. I'm here for a good conversation.
Put your thinking caps on if you got them. If you don't have them, get the, aluminum foil.
Right. Conspiracy theorist caps? That's not the same.
You're good. You're good. What do you mean? It's the same thing.
I have an Among Us plushie. I don't have a thinking cap.
Put it on your head like the little brain slug in Among Us. This is perfect.
Yes, elephant in the room here. I did like Multiverse of Madness. I'm sorry.
That's not an opinion you have to apologize for, Rowdy. We don't do that. We don't do that here.
Now,
I walked out of the movie theater like, that was a pretty good movie. And then I got on Twitter, I was like,
oh no. People hated it? Oh God. But again, that's Twitter.
I think that's my reaction walking out of every MCU theater in the last year. I don't think I've looked at Twitter after watching a movie in the MCU and been like, oh, people liked it this time. That's just not happened.
Oh man. I just genuinely don't dislike movies. I don't know.
Same. Yeah,
the last movie I really disliked was this astronaut space movie with Brad Pitt. Not Brad Pitt. Was the older Brad, one of them, and it was really, really boring. Ad Astra, there we go. Did not like that one, but that was one movie in the sea of hundreds of movies I see.
That's very true. Heck, okay.
Yeah, or it was produced by Brad Pitt. I was like, it lost me.
We're here to talk about superheroes. I got a question for you guys. When it comes to superhero video games that already exist, which one is your current favorite? Which style, I guess, of superhero game do you want to see more of going forward? I'll just leave it on the floor for anyone to pick up.
That's a great question, and I'm going to say Ultimate Spider-Man, the cel-shaded PS2 release of Ultimate Spider-Man. Just to preface this, we all know me when it comes to talking about Spider-Man. I'm not going to get on the Spider-Man hate train. Not here, not tonight. I'm not going to go on the hate train for Spider-Man 2018. We've all had the conversations about it. I just think Ultimate Spider-Man really had a unique identity in terms of it brought the cel-shaded style into a video game, and it really presented itself well. And had a great original story.
J-Shock Boss got your back. He's bringing the hate to you.
No, please, no.
That's pretty sick.
As soon as Evan see it, you were done, sir. You're done.
Please forgive me.
That's all right. I do. You're forgiven.
It's not that I hate them. Yeah. I just think they're solid 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10s. The Insomniac games.
It's okay. It's okay.
I can understand.
You can be wrong sometimes. You're not always.
Miles Morales though was better than 2018, so they get a point up in that department. Yep.
I appreciate you saying that. I do prefer powers to gadgets. I think that is more fun, personally.
True.
I do want to just add to the Ultimate Spider-Man train that I think you're right. I think that game has a very unique identity in the sense that it is very comic booky. It feels very comic booky to play. I was playing it on the plane when I was on vacation because I literally, and I was just loaded up with emulator games. Let's go. And I was just playing Ultimate Spider-Man and swinging around, and I fought the Rhino, which is not a boss fight I'd done before. And I was like, this guy is cool. And it feels like a unique take on the character that I didn't expect to see in a game like this. And it takes a lot of liberties, and it does weird things with the Spider-Man mythos, but in a loving way, in a good adaptation kind of way.
It's one of those things where it's not to go on for too much with this, and please call or tell me to stop if you need me to. Web of Shadows was another Spider-Man game that was this is its own thing, and it's very proud of what it is, and you know that in that game, you run into Moon Knight, Luke Cage, and you have to like make the choice between the black suit and the red suit, the hero villain choices. Its experience stuck with me because of that. One of my favorite Spider-Man games is What the Shadows.
Agreed. Ethan says isometric action RPGs, which is a good answer because you've got stuff like your Ultimate Alliances and your X-Men Legends or whatever, and those are
I loved
pretty
X-Men
good.
Legends. X-Men Legends was awesome. Rise of the Apocalypse, I think the second one was called.
I feel like me and Ethan are starting to get a little really good to the games because I was gonna say the Ultimate Alliance things because those are pretty cool, but also said superhero games, not just Marvel games or DC games, whatever Infamous is. And the reason why I want to pick Infamous is because of the morality where if you, like I said, if you do good, you get this path. If you do bad, you do this path. That was really a good thing they did in both the first ones, kind of in the second Son, but it was like all the powers were too close to each other because of either it's a good missile or a bad missile, and that's kind of just had it. But other than that, it was that I love that morality system. Like if we can put more of those things in that games and give them like certain characters that might teeter the line between good and bad, and put that morality system, I think that'd be a really good thing to shoot forward.
I agree. This is my biggest complaint about Midnight Suns is that the karma system in that game doesn't affect the ending in any way, shape, or form. And I was like, then like why did I care so much about it? I feel weird about this. But like karma systems are sick. And if you implement like a Fallout style karma system in a superhero game, Wolverine, that'd be fucking cool. I'm gonna play that. That sounds fun. I would like to make my Logan potentially a little on the softer side than your Logan, who maybe is still interested in killing random civilians or whatever. Maybe he's totally evil. I don't know. More stabby or less stabby. How stabby you want your Wolverine to be? I don't know. Maybe it's up to you. I think that could be neat.
Yeah, I do think so. Like, especially when you have like a lot of the heroes on both sides, on DC, Marvel, and if you want to go into independent, they all have questionable morals. So having a good morality system in those, to where you can kind of, if you want to be the campy good guy, you can be that. If you want to be the edgelord Sasuke, people that happen to love Snyderverses, you can also make that character like that too. Superman wasn't really Superman. Superman was Batman. Anytime I get a chance to take a shot at Snyderverse fans, I'm gonna do it. Why not?
I respect that. Have they said what genre the EA Iron Man game is going to be yet? Do we know that?
I think it's action adventure.
Yeah,
I want to say.
This would make sense. I imagine open worldy. Video game? Good choice. I'm surprised. I didn't think they'd go that route for a video game. That's new and exciting.
Okay, so going
it's a single player third person action adventure is what it was described as in their press release.
Single player third person action adventure. Interesting. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's a fine description.
I just want them to take the fight system from Anthem and put it over
I
there.
just hope that with this Iron Man game, that like people don't sleep on motive because Dead Space remake was really good. Like, and now like I just want to imagine what their next new game is going to be like, judging by how awesome Dead Space's remake was performance wise. That game was completely built up from the ground up. Pretty excited for that. Probably not released until like 2025. So
yeah,
if I held you at gunpoint and I said pick a different genre for the Iron Man game, what would you put it in?
PC builder, but Iron Man. Build your own suits.
Yeah.
Get some really good like builds going, and I don't know. I just feel like that's the first thing that came to mind.
That's fun. I like that. It's like a simulator game, like you build your own little Iron Man suit and then you test fly it,
test it,
and then you crash it, and then you do it again, and it's like that penguin game to see how far you can get or whatever, and you do better every run or whatever.
Would be pretty cool.
Same thing, but VR. You actually build, and in that way, instead of like, because I play a lot of those. Exactly, I play a lot of those simulator games. I'm about to try one after this or whatever. Was it Hotel Renovation? I think it is. Try it after.
They're peaceful. They're really peaceful games to play. I mean, the power wash simulator game, like all you're doing is washing stuff with a power wash, but it's fun. I mean, I actually played a lawnmower simulator that was fun to play too. Oh, Lewis.
Lewis.
We all get our own custom Iron Man suit. Let's go.
True.
Sorry, I'm recovering from that.
Recovering from what? What happens?
Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Oof.
Is it in the room with us right now?
No. But yeah, I think literally all you need to do for an Iron Man game to be good is flight. So I think you just make it like a flight sim or a dogfighter, and like
Mhm.
you appeal to the dads of the world that just literally have like a stack of airplane games, and you do that really well, but Iron Man suits, and I think that'd be great.
Damn, that actually.
We should pitch it to Marvel right now.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Listen, Marvel, I know you're watching this entire hour-long podcast for game ideas because clearly that's where you would go for such ideas. Hire us
I
now.
was like,
We're all
write it
willing.
down. Write it down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We all have the required experience to bring these to life. We promise.
Yeah, true.
It might take a decade or two, but you know, it's
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we didn't say how long.
Exactly. I mean, you spend 3 years on some games, and you know, give us 10 years, we'd be done.
Brian, if you were just to like snap your fingers and be like, here's a superhero game now, who and why and what? This is the big one, you know, like just free reign.
Oh man, that's that free reign. You know, not used to developing without constraints.
Exactly, right.
Honestly, Strange. He needs it. Doctor Strange, like, I mean, when I played Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and I hate to go back to Insomniac, but like when you like get to like that loading, and you're going between dimensions and universes, it's right there. You know,
Mhm.
you have Strange. You could do all the crazy magical nonsense with him. America Chavez could show up. You have a secret boss against Wanda. I don't know. I think it would work. I would definitely have it be like a very action-oriented game because I'm just a fan of action games, single player. I'm gonna do a second choice because I want to.
Do it. Yeah,
I
why
would
not?
love to see a game of Moon Knight. I think would be great. Where if you like had all the three of his personalities, like all have their own like unique kit and like different scenarios that you would use. Like you'd have Mr. Knight for like more social affairs and like social combat encounters that you'd have to like get through. And then, of course, the main persona. I think Moon Knight has a lot of potential for a game.
Sorry, I'm being snarky at Jay in my comments for being snarky back at me. I gotta. I can't help it. He's there and he's funny, and I gotta be
And
funny
then
back. I can't help it.
Horn, like Daredevil's also like. I mean, with the dual sense, imagine like the vibration, like just the feedback with Daredevil. Be great.
There are some really cool like no sight games that do exist, and like that concept for a Daredevil game, while I think very challenging, could be very rewarding if the right team
Dan.
would take it on. There's a way to do that. I just hope that it's done well when it is done, and not just like, you know, a black screen with sounds. That'd be cringe.
Just real quick,
I
just so I can just say it. I think we all want a good Superman game, Dan. I mean,
True.
it's criminal that we
True.
haven't gotten a Superman game. I'm so tired of people saying, "Oh, it's impossible. It wouldn't be fun." It's like you gotta give it a chance. The idea, a chance. Who would you pit Superman against? Anybody from his history that hurt him before.
I think about it. You have Lex with all of his like technology. You mean to tell me he can't retrofit a couple of suits to make, you know, people be at Superman level?
Mhm.
You know,
Superman 64.
Lewis, you're really trying today, ain't you? You
I think Superman at 64, while, you know, showing that there is no good way to make a Superman game on an N64, does tell us that there might be appeal for the character because they made a video game with the character back in the day, right? And it probably sold in spite of it being absolute dog shit. So, you know, maybe
Can
a
I
good
add
one would sell too.
one more thing into like the dream game scenario?
Please.
I gotta say, X-Men Destiny conceptually was like a dream for me, but then its execution was horrid. So, but like the idea of an RPG where you or was it pre-generated characters but not created characters for Destiny? Like, oh my god, I was in love with the idea of it, but it's just didn't meet the marks by the end of it. You had your side with the Brotherhood or the X-Men. Oh, such a good idea. X-Men deserves better. And hopefully they get it soon.
Can one of you drink water for me because Shauna made me hydrate and I
Sure.
don't have any water?
I got you.
This is a loan, okay? I'll pay it back. I promise.
Oh, I'm being drowned even off stream.
Sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to bring you back into this world. Hold on.
Imagine a game about Marvel's Avengers. So I think the Avengers are actually a group of heroes that are really primed for a co-op experience video game, right? Just imagine being able to go around and like you see the Incredible Hulk over here thunderclapping someone, and Iron Man using the Hulk Buster. And I mean, you could do like these big raid encounters. Like Sound Monster Claw would be a great one. The Kree, a lot of potential with the Avengers group. Good recommendation, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop over to DC. I want a another game like Gotham Knights,
but with Batman instead. Awesome.
No, I mean yes. Anytime Batman is dead in the game, I'm happy. Green Lanterns. Give us a co-op thing where we can team up with the Lanterns. And we could also, like, instead of just Gotham, obviously, we are going to different planets, different sectors that the Lanterns have to patrol. There we go. That's the word. I've watched so many episodes of The Rookie right now. I still couldn't think about patrol.
I love The Rookie.
Anyway,
good show.
That, and then also, if I want to do a lantern, I want to customize my own. I want to join the ranks. I know people don't like that. I think the option there would be great because again, if I'm joining the ranks of the Lanterns, I'm going to make myself a Blue Lantern. That's just what it is. I would like something like that. That'd be pretty cool. And also, gotta do it for him. Single player Static Shock game. Bring up all of Milestone people in it too. Eventually, Static Shock, Black Lightning, Icon, Vixen. Kind of how they could pop up. You don't have to always play with them, but kind of team up with them, like a team up going around.
Or to like follow up on your point about DC characters, I think Constantine would make for a great game. Like John Constantine. Oh my,
yeah.
As long as Matt Ryan is playing him, I'm sold.
Like,
it doesn't even matter.
It just came to me like if you had like the Bloodborne gothic like aesthetic going on for him, I think it could work.
I agree. Also, I'd like to step back to Green Lantern game for 1 second to propose, bear with me here, a potentially stupid but potentially genius idea. Okay. Civilization, okay? But Green Lantern Corps, and you fight the other cores. And it's like a strategy game, and you build up your core.
I would be down for it.
It's like literally, what's the fucking Blizzard game that is really StarCraft? I'm thinking about StarCraft.
I don't think I've played StarCraft.
It's like StarCraft, but Green Lanterns. That'd be fun. Or different Lantern Corps, whatever.
I'm down for that too. I think that'd be really. Anytime that they developers venture out of the first person, third person action adventure game, those I'm really cool with. That's why, for me personally, Midnight Suns was a really good game. I really felt like I was making friends in the Marvel Universe, and they did that really well, and they did the card system really well. If people hate the cards, who cares? You play Yu-Gi-Oh! And Marvel Snap. Shut up. Marvel Snap, that's a good genre that they went in there, and it was done well. It was really done well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a bot. There's a bot. There's a bot.
Why do we point it out, Brian? Just let me snipe it in peace.
We go on full red alert over in our town. There's a bot.
Just excited. We're popular enough for a bot to be here. Let's go. I get that.
Quick segue to a bot. Ultron in Armor Wars. Rumors that Ultron might be in Armor Wars.
Really?
It's a rumor. Think that? It's a rumor.
I kind of don't want that.
I don't either, because who gonna fight him? Rhodey?
Yeah.
I don't think you bring back Ultron without a Tony, right? Like, that feels weird.
I kind of want Armor Wars just to be its own thing, Yeah. I hate to say it, but like, let Rhodey kind of have his own little venture. I want some more of his boom. You're looking for this, his own energy. He's like, he's like hanging, or he's just someone that I feel like he doesn't need to like ride on the coattails of Ultron. Bernthal as Punisher coming back makes me really happy about that.
Yeah. What about the other half that was Foggy not returning?
I'm not liking that. if they don't ever show up, like let's say that he just kind of in this season he's kind of just in Los Angeles or whatnot, maybe we can deal with that. But like he goes back to New York, and you mean to tell me that they're not there? Where they at? Where is this taking place at this point? Is it taking place during the snap? Because if it is, it makes more sense that they might not be there, you know? But at some point after the snap is over, are we going to get recasted? Are they going to bring them back? Like, don't really know if I like that, you know? Don't really know if I like that a lot.
We'll see, man. I think there's a chance that they write it well, but like it spawned all these takes on Twitter, people being like, they should or they should not keep the characters as they were, and it's like just hot takes all over the place about it, and it's like you can't both be having hot takes. Like one of you has to be the normal take, right? Like how is it always hot? Like can't we agree on even a little bit? That I don't know, whatever.
My thing about the recasting is like you can't judge a product until you see it for yourself. That's just how I've been brought up. I mean, it's like go in with it with an open mind and form your opinion after the fact, but don't go into it with like an opinion already. You know, I mean, like to pull up a reference to the Matrix Resurrections, and Jay, perfect segue on what I wanted to do there. Hugo Weaving wanted to come back for the Matrix Resurrections, but he just was busy. They had a new guy fill in for Agent Smith, and he did a great job. I was someone who was like, I don't know, Hugo Weaving's kind of my dude as Agent Smith, but I walked away from Resurrections loving the guy's performance. So does it discredit Hugo's performance? No, I still have the other 3 movies to watch if I want.
Well, they're being open-minded. Well said.
Speaking of judging products, next week, just know, just I'm not gonna say anything about it. Next week we got some stuff to judge. Next Wednesday, so y'all might not hear about it until the week after that. But
is Superman the lowest next? Is Superman the lowest next week?
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, I know this is probably like the final season, but I'm very excited for what is it, Michael Cudlitz as Lex? I think that's a very exciting casting choice. His Abraham in The Walking Dead was awesome, so like I can't wait to see what he does with Lex.
Yeah, it's just an interesting one. I'm down for the ride. Why not? I've been this far. They should have Foggy be played by The Rock, like Dwayne Johnson. That's an idea that I've heard.
Listen, hot take, and I know this is probably not gonna be something that people agree with. Keep Dwayne The Rock Johnson away from Rose at this point. He's playing side missions. He's won at life already. Just keep him away from shit. Like just let bro. I get it. You want to be places, bro. Just chill out.
I love Dwayne The Rock Johnson. As a WWE wrestler, I think he was great, but he's going up there with the Jared Leto tier, where anytime I hear him get announced for a role of a beloved franchise I have, I'm just like, ooh, I guess my franchise is about to die, huh?
Because
I was begging for a Tron 3 to happen, and then they're like, ooh, Tron 3's happening with Jared Leto. It's like, sorry, I had to get that one out there. I'm traumatized by that one.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Dwayne is so much bigger, bro. It's just like and because blind, he wouldn't really. The Rock is a lot taller than him, so he just like the entire time, just like, or he just like they spend the entire time just staring directly at his abs.
This one isn't peak. This is just one that I think about a lot because I think it'd be really fun. But a booster bold game, or bold, holy shit, I'm stupid. A booster gold game in the style of Mario Odyssey and or just a collectathon. I just want to run around as booster gold in like a little jetpack and explore like time travel DC universe levels. But it's, you know, I'm collecting something as booster gold. I don't know what the MacGuffin is. I don't care. But infinity gems across time. Ooh. I think it'd be neat. There's like lots of different places. Like you can go back to like prehistoric Gotham and see the bat dinosaur. Is that real? I just made that up.
There's probably a comic out there with the bat dinosaur out there.
I'd be more surprised if there wasn't at this point. Yeah.
I don't even want to do this no more. I'm done. Yeah. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
That's it? You're wrapping it up? This is the last. Come on, man.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh, Bry, how is it being the new co-host of Homies of Asgard? How do you feel?
I guess I'm the Homie of Asgard now.
I feel
I guess
like
I gotta
this
go
will
back to
be.
Midgard and get my gear and move into Asgard. Nice place. I hope no Ragnarok happens here. This
Don't
is
foreshadow
great.
Ragnarok. That's how it happens. What are you doing?
Oh, I mean, there's no way he'd play the Gallarhorn, right? We're fine here. Oh, he's just gone.
Come back, man. He's just sitting in there like laughing at us. I see him just going off. He's pulling up comments. He's being sneak.
I can't.
Probably do the voice. What voice, Shauna?
Boy, probably. Do you have a boy voice?
I think she's talking about my character from the TTRPG. Not John Bernthal. Let me tell you something, Rick. Rick.
Man, just slips right into it. I want to.
What do you mean we're lost? We ain't lost.
I want to add one more game to that.
Do it.
To that particular thing. A fully licensed, access to all licensed, SyncroVerse video game.
Oh yeah. Gee, that means I get royalties. Yeah, sign me up.
I think if you do a SyncroVerse game, it just literally has to be a mod in like a D&D game. Like it can't be high quality because like we're scuffed. That's what we do. So it has to be like inserted into like Baldur's Gate, and it's like a Baldur's Gate mod that is just like loosely follows the story of my campaigns or whatever.
Divinity Original Sin 2 had like an entire campaign creator on the PC version of the game.
Exactly. So. That's why I'm thinking about it. That's exactly the brain path that I was taking.
Oh,
it's like go to work.
Buy Baldur's Gate 3 if you like those games. They're great.
I will be doing that. I have plans with most of the Ultron crew, whoever I can get to do it.
It has to be made by somebody who clearly doesn't have years experience, is rough and jagged around the edges. So you want me to make it? I just started, okay?
Video game of an authentic Slipshock experience, so I know what it feels like to shoot the strays instead of receive them. Damn.
I'm sorry, okay? It's not my fault that I'm like lyrical with the insults. I'm sorry. All right?
You could just pay Slip for bullying lessons, like we don't need to do this. I think my numero uno, a Batman game. No, I'm just kidding.
But let's go. Fall down it. Let's go. Batman game with all the Gotham Knights of that. He by himself again.
I think it's genuinely like it's got to be like, man, create your own character. You are new hire on the Justice League or something like that, and you interact with all of those like big characters, those core characters, but you have a custom character, and then it's like third person RPG style because it's just what I vibe with.
Universe Online.
I'm glad you said
yes, but without the online part because I don't like the online part. I want better combat than that, but close because I like that style.
DC Universe Offline. I got you.
Yeah, DC Universe Offline. You get it. That's exactly what I want.
I mean, if I had to choose like a peak DC game, I suggested Constantine, but what for my heroes, Zatanna. But it would be just like a Doctor Strange recommendation. Zatanna would be awesome too. I
think you just do like an Elden Ring style magic through the universes game. Like that'd be so fun.
Ooh.
That would be great.
I wouldn't be able to play it though. I can watch Synchro do
it. Difficult. You just put difficulty settings in it, and then it's fine. We're not Miyazaki. Okay. We don't need to stick to that artistic vision.
I don't have to. I don't feed off people's pain.
Exactly.
Okay.
We can let them just experience the story.
We gotta leave a poison swamp somewhere in here, though.
That is true, yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
It's like a kryptonite swamp.
Not to go on an Elden Ring rant, but Scarlet Rot, who hurt you? Whoever made that condition, who hurt you?
There's a lot of stuff that I'm just like...
Scarlet Rot is there because Miyazaki was like, oh, poison swamps suck. How can we make them immensely worse? Like that's why that exists.
I've been playing Elden Ring's Seamless Co-op mod, which if you have it on PC, check it out. Great mod, love it. And boy, like the second I get rotted, I'm just like, I'm dying, Dutch. I'm dead. It's gone. That the Scarlet Rot pond, whoever designed that and like took time out of their day to make that hates humanity. Like
facts.
That's the end of my Scarlet Rot rant.
I appreciate it. It's nice to know that I'm not alone.
I know a wonderful game where they can lift assets to make a playable dude. Oh
listen,
my god.
Here's the perfect DC pitch, okay? Everybody sit up and listen. Okay, it's a game where all your beloved heroes, the Justice League, are in it, but you don't play as them. You love it. Not to knock the Suicide Squad game. I'm very excited for it, but let me play as the Justice League.
like, I know it's kill the Justice League, but can I like keep a couple of them? You know, can I like take them as a trophy, break them out or something?
It's just. I imagine the Suicide Squad game as it's like if you ever watched Dragon Ball, right? You're kind of the Z fighters while Goku and Vegeta are fighting the main threat. You know, Wonder Woman's fighting Superman, and you're just watching. You're like, oh, I have a gun. I want to be up there. I want to throw someone into a building. I think the game's gonna be fine for what it's worth, but let me play as the Justice League.
I definitely want a game like that as well, but I hope that this game can deliver on its promise, and I get to kill them because I think that would be surprising. I would be shook.
I don't think they kill the Justice League by the end of the game. I
think they kill at least one. They gotta at least kill one.
And you know who is going to be?
I think it's the Flash. It's Barry because he's replaceable.
Slip knows who is going to be. It's going to be the Green Lantern.
Oh, that would be fucked up.
The thing about it is, I know it's going to be because it's Jon Stewart, bro.
I'll tell you, it's going Aquaman, Jon Stewart, Flash is going to survive. Wonder Woman's going to survive because she's just not infected to begin with. Bruce's fate's going to be questionable. He's going to disappear into the night.
Of course, that's what he does.
Yeah. And Superman, Wonder Woman's going to hold Superman off while the Suicide Squad gets their kryptonite suits plus 7% damage.
No, you're right. They kill everyone except Superman, who they just like throw into the sun or something ridiculous to cleanse him of Brainiac's control, and then he'll just turn around and start swinging.
I am genuinely excited for this game, but I do go into this with some concerns. I'm taking off for that day to have a 4-day weekend. Oh, do we all get hit with water?
We've all been watered. There we go. Thanks, Shauna.
It's like I've been conditioned at this point, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You just feel it coming, just up. There you go.
This is why I'm permanently hydrated throughout the day. It's not like I've always done it or anything. I just literally stream has conditioned me to always be sipping. That's what it is. You're so right.
Always be sipping,
Always be
so
sipping.
you be never slipping. Anyway,
those are my wise words of the week. Stolen. They're mine now.
All right.
What he said.
Cool.
Okay. I have a question for you, Synchro, if I may. Have you ever designed a superhero game yourself? I have.
Just thought about them. You know, like I've written documents, but nothing more than that, really. Like, just literally something with the Nemesis system is something that I wrote down a real long time ago, and then the Wonder Woman game was announced. So like they're doing it.
I just wanted to ask. I've written a design document for one before. I was like, maybe one day. It was one of those games where it was like, the general premise of it was saving. It was gonna be like Danganronpa inspired. I don't know if you guys ever played that, but like you have like your objections and gotta like cross-reference and argue. But it was gonna be about like comforting and supporting emotionally traumatized people after a disaster happens. I thought that was gonna be really fun to do. I should go look and see if I have that somewhere.
That's like Papers, Please vibes. It would fuck you up. I love it. Synchro worked with Crystal Dynamics to make a Marvel game once. Very niche. Not true. Allegedly paid, not actually paid. Okay, that's just what the YouTube comments said.
Donna, I wish I was credited for the new Final Fantasy 16. You know how many jobs I would be able to get with that credit?
That's true.
Like, oh my gosh.
Just let me work on the sprint. Like, just let me program the sprint and put the credit into the thing, and then we can go. There we go. Just let me do that.
I changed one number from 12 to 13, and that was my contribution. Put me in the credits, please.
Exactly.
Thanks.
So of the upcoming games that are coming out now that we have announced, but haven't seen anything. If you had the executive power to change that genre, which one would it be and what would you change it to?
And this is for all this upcoming superhero games, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm changing the Captain America Black Panther game. As it is now, I don't care about it. make it co-op from start to finish, where like you can play it with a buddy from start to finish. Cool, but if it's just a single player game, I don't care. I'm sorry. Spider-Man 2, make it a live service. Spitting. I want nothing more in this world for Insomniac to announce a live service Spider-Man game, just to see that part of that community on Twitter melt down. That scene in the Batman where the Riddler's just like, wow, I would love it so much. Oh my god. Just because it would be like, you'd say Insomniac would never do this.
Imagine they
will.
do it and they do it and it's like amazing. Just kills our whole argument.
And you know, I'd be happy because I tweeted about this that like I am tired of pretending that I hate live service games. I don't. I love live service games. I just hate bad ones. Destiny 2, I played 18 days in the first one. It was just like playtime alone. Live service games are good. Like when they're good, when they're bad, they're Marvel Avengers.
It's true. There's this argument to be made that anything can be good and anything can be bad, and that people would like to generalize when possible, like with saying the entire MCU is bad these days. That's a very big example of people doing this. And obviously it happens with live services as well, as Destiny 2 proves. People do tend to enjoy that format when it's done okay. So that's proof enough.
Okay.
If I could control that Captain America game, I would replace Gabe and Dora Milaje with Invader characters, or do Nick Fury, Falcon, Bucky, Namor, Human Torch. Interesting. They could have picked like named side characters. This is true. But I also don't necessarily mind the fact that they might just do like custom characters as long as that plot is good. That'd be cool. As long as the plot's good, I don't care.
I'm curious to see where they go with that. I don't know. Marvel's throwing a lot at the wall right now. I'm curious to see what sticks and what doesn't stick. Just to chime this in, Marvel, please don't make everything into Spider-Man 2018. Please just keep encouraging different genres. I know Midnight Suns commercially failed. I know, but please, Marvel, don't become a one-trick pony with it. I beg.
I think the fact that they've been experimenting as much as they have been, and they've been giving their license out to other game design studios or game development studios, just shows how forward thinking they are with that kind of stuff. So hopefully they continue to do so. I imagine that there are people at Marvel Games that give a shit about games. That'd be nice to believe. So I'm going to believe that. And I hope that we get to see a healthy ecosystem of, variety of Marvel games. That'd be sweet. I think eventually we will find something that hits that is not copy paste of Spider-Man, and then they'll probably just make more of those as well. And as long as all things can live in unison, I'm cool.
Personally, I know it was canceled, and I know it was the company that was behind it they have a kind of a scummy reputation because they are the developers of DC Universe Online. On that Marvel Universe Online game they was gonna make, I think people seen a couple of screenshots of it and judged it too harshly. One, people want to have, and I kind of get it. I kind of get those things where they want to have a game where they play their favorites. I'm totally fine with that. I played DC Universe Online for so long because I was able to make my own story. I was able to cosplay in there. I was able to do put my character, put myself into those characters and whatnot. And I think there is a genre for that could probably work if the right team does it and the right art style. They try to mimic the Spider-Verse art style, and it fell flat. They tried to mimic it, but it looked like that Will Smith movie, that spy movie where he gets turned into like a pigeon or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how it looked. I wish I had the picture around. The one body, because there was a bunch of bodies, but they showed that one body and it looked very top heavy. But the rest of the characters, like the rest of the body types, were really good. That particular one was really bad. But if they hadn't went with that art style, I think they would have did a really good job with that, because I personally would love to be able to sit down. People sit down right now, spend hours, customizing characters, and that's a predisposed thing of like you have set amounts of things to do. If you take the full part of Marvel and you put that into a customization like engine, so to speak. Like we say, you know, if you turn the game on, you want to make a character, you put yourself in where you want to go, or you put yourself on a path to go in those areas. You might not be an Avenger level character just yet. I think that if they had been full with that, maybe with a different team, that game would probably be better than Fortnite right now if they did it right.
This just came to mind because of Horn's comment about the no amount of creative character customization will give me the riz that my favorite characters have. I think that's one thing Toei and Bandai Namco actually understood with Dragon Ball. You know, they built up a repertoire of a lot of Dragon Ball games where you play as the main cast, you play through the main story until people got sick of it, and then they introduced the create a character and warmed people up on. Then eventually that same group of people was like, ooh, I don't really want to play as a creative character anymore. Bring back the OGs. And now you're like, they just got like this self-feeding loop now that they've built up for themselves. And your comment did make me think that there is people out there that would rather play as Goku rather than not Goku, you know? But I do think there is room and space out there for them to like kind of coexist, but one has to come before the other.
Yeah.
And in the case of like, I'm going to use Suicide Squad as an example because it's upcoming release. People are seeing the Justice League and they're like, wow, Justice League in a video game. I want to play as them. But you play the Suicide Squad, right? I think the Suicide Squad game would go hard if it was after you played as the Justice League members in other games over the course of a time period.
I can understand seeing like the value in having them be introduced in a game prior to this one.
To your point, Superman wish he looked that good, bro.
Damn.
Superman wish he looked that good, bro.
He's shaking in his boots right now, bro. Damn.
Now, here's the thing. This is a screenshot from. It's a new game. I mean, it's like, you know, not new, but new screenshot. But this game came from 2010. You know, that was when I played the beta. Was 2010. The development for that had to be obviously earlier than that, and it's still to this day in 2023 we're still able to play it. Imagine if they took that type of customization, that type of, you know, style that you can get into, all of the style points that, you know, you can go into different Marvel suits. Marvel, you can have a Fantastic Four type suit, but have an Avengers logo, shit like that. Imagine that being like Unreal 5. You would be able to make yourself look close to, if not much better than your favorite character, because it was something that you made.
I can respect the plays. But I think, like Bryce said, there are going to be people that just want to play as the character anyway. And I think, like, there's no reason that both shouldn't exist. Like, there should be a game for both types of users. It's just like that same conversation of people going to freak out because they want the game to be made specifically for them, regardless of what kind of game it is.
And if you end up making a game for everybody, that's how it fails. You can't make a game that appeals to everybody. You have to build up a community. You have to build up repertoire with a target audience in mind, because you just can't put everything on one plate. You know, as much as gosh, I mean, and I guess I'm going to go back into some of my game development experience here. It's like, yes, people would love. I would love to have every aspect that people know of mankind, but you wouldn't cook in a kitchen like that, right? You have to. There's recipes, and you follow them to a T. You don't just throw in extra flour because Johnny McGee over here likes 7 cups of flour.
This is true, but I will admit to being less than stellar at following recipes and adding, you know, a little bit here and there when I feel like I know better. I do that.
We love to call it future creep for those that don't know.
Yeah, true.
At some point, you got to say, I got to stop. We got to stop adding stuff, and we just got to focus on what's here.
That is a great point.
Experience.
You know, a little bit of spice adds a lot, but you add the whole thing of spice, and you end up with a mountain of spice, and that's not very good.
When I think about, or again, going back to my own experience, I guess I'm going to do this as a guest here.
Please.
I developed a game with a team of 4 as a co-programmer called Spectre Inspector. It was a little game, a little bird eye view 3D RPG-like game. I don't know if I can share a screen here or not. Can I do that here?
You probably would be able to.
I think so.
Does he need permissions?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Does it say present at the bottom of your screen?
Yes, it does say presents.
Then you should be able to use that to share a screen.
Just give me 1 second. I knew I was going to talk about this and I didn't get ready. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I'm never prepared.
But there's like, when it comes to like designing a game, you gotta like identify what's the core elements of your game. And for example, Inspector, your main character is a ghost. What's important about being a ghost? In our world, it was they could go through walls, and it looked good while going through walls. People enjoyed it. Let me see. Why do I upload so many videos? And it goes, and I don't mean to like dogpile on Marvel's Avengers, but that's a prime example of trying to have your cake and eat it too, and appeal to everyone. You can't do that. I'm not going to play this whole thing just because that would be really long, but this is a video I recorded for this. Gosh, I'm giving a presentation. Excuse me. And if you've been on my stream, you guys have probably seen this before. But this game, at its core, this was a 6-month development project where it was 2 programmers, 1 3D character modeler, and 1 UI artist. And we just really wanted to focus on creating that experience, which, that's just my video buffering. I was like, oh no, did it crash? Oh, I should have downloaded it. Okay, there we go. So, as you can see, it was a game about being an inspector. So you had a journal, and it was just stuff like that. When you consider design perspectives, you have to consider how you're building up to that experience that you want players to experience. And that's pretty much it, right? Let me see. And that's it for me, because I can only handle presenting for so long.
Okay.
That's okay. You want to see mine? You want to laugh at how much worse mine looks in comparison to Bry's now? I'll show you guys my capstone. And then we can see what's working on in Unreal. And
I kind of want to show the combat. The combat was really fun.
Ooh, do it.
Yeah, let me show the combat.
Where is it
at? Show my tail segment. This is so cute. We're gonna show Ethan. Let's go.
Let me see. The combat. I was actually the lead combat designer, so I'm really proud of what we ended up cooking up with this. Let me share here. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. What? This is awesome.
Yeah, man. That's what we do here. We share cool things.
So basically, this was like a murder mystery kind of thing. You'd confront 3 enemies, and you'd be split here because of my love for RPGs and such. You had to choose between these 3 options, where your astral projection would attack, your spirit orb would destroy any projectiles that were coming in at you, and your incorporeal form would let you become invincible. And I was really proud of this combat system we cooked up. It was really fun, and as the game progresses, it gets much more hectic. This is the first fight against Lucian. And I don't know, can you hear music on this? Yeah, we had fun with it.
Nice.
I really wanted to experiment with finding like that balance between like an action and RPG kind of thing with this design. And it was awesome. Let me see if I can find the final fight real quick. The final fight was actually a fun thing because we kind of like really amped it up, and I didn't think it was beatable for our capstone progress or like presentation. As you can see, we amped up how many fireballs were created, and it gets really like hectic. Oh, I was also responsible for the UI as well. That was fun. Yeah, it's fun looking at that combat. And then those fire orbs are actually created from the orbs that are flying around. You can actually see them fly out and turn orange, which is pretty neat.
Oh, did he? Oh, man.
That's dope.
If I could go back to this, I would definitely have like the enemy also moving around, just to add like the next level to it. But that's hindsight, right? We just wanted to focus on developing a combat system, and then the demo ends.
That's cool.
And
I think yours is way longer than mine. That's sick. We had a narrator like come in. We had somebody from like a narrative class come in to write our plot. It was sick. I don't remember why we even went that far, but it was cool. Our plot's not we didn't give them very much to go with, unfortunately. Let me show you guys. This one's Ethan's first.
Yeah, let's see it. We're doing show and tell right now.
Yeah. This is Ethan's. Can you guys hear it?
like, no, play it. No audio.
Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Ethan's so embarrassed, so cute.
It's one thing. Like I tell people, like people that think game development happens just like that. That little 8-minute demo took 6 months.
Right.
I mean, gosh,
Exactly.
those bugs that we had in it, where I actually had a bug with the player controller where the inspector, because he'd become incorporeal when going through buildings. We forgot to turn off the collider on one mesh, and he hit that mesh and he would rotate and develop momentum and just keep on building momentum. And oh my god. No bugs.
What did you guys work in, by the way? I didn't ask. What did you guys code in?
What'd you say? Or what kind of code do we use? We did C Sharp. C Sharp with Unity.
Okay, it was a Unity game? Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome looking, by the way. I love the vibes.
Yeah.
Whoever your artist is, this is incredible. Ethan must love fighting games.
Oh yeah. You see his Dragon Ball work.
I love his
Dragon Ball work.
Develop on. Yeah, it's so sick. His engine.
You know,
what did you
actually,
make this in, Ethan?
This is Unity, which is really great for Unity. Like,
yeah, that's dope.
Unity, like being able to like take Unity and like make a unique look out of Unity. Great job, Ethan. Because I know breaking the Unity mold is hard.
So this is mine. It's not going to look very impressive, but everything in here is built by 3 people. Myself, one of my best friends from college, Matt, and one of my best friends from college, Connor. And we built it from the ground up in C++. This is a custom engine, fully. We had to code how to get a window to show up. It takes a lot of fucking time and effort. I just want to preface how unimpressive this is about to look with how impressive I promise it is underneath. Okay. But yeah, this is oh my god, it's loud on my end. This is what we made. It's much less impressive mechanically,
man.
But just knowing that this is from the bottom of nothing.
Hey man, you made it. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
you know,
we got particle effects here. It's crazy.
Like, I tell people, I tell people when people come to me and they say, "Oh, here's my idea of a game. It's a 300-player MMO RPG with real-time RPG mechanics and life mechanics." I was like, think smaller, man. Think like Pong.
Right. You have to make a simple idea more fun. That's how game design works, really. So this is literally just like, I was like really interested in enemy design, so I designed all of the enemies, like this little slime guy, and I just like wrote really simple AI that is like walk this way and then turn around, and that's like all they do, and it's fun. It was fun to work on stuff that is that simple, but you know, very still complicated. And then particle effects for a little gas effect here. So silly.
Hey, this is lit, man.
Combat and everything, yeah. It animates by just translating in universe. We didn't want to build in animation.
I actually designed a co-op rhythm game. I remember it had to have been played locally using like I developed 2 games that I'll talk about. One was a co-op rhythm game, which you could play locally on a computer, one on the keyboard and one on the mouse, with 2 different instances, and that was really fun. It was kind of like DDR, kind of. And then the other game that we made was using an Arduino, right? We used an Arduino to create like a controller, and then Unity handled the actual game interface to I don't know if I still have that video. Let me check. Because that was actually really cool, where like we programmed the Arduino controller to be a custom controller. I'm sorry, I am so sorry for derailing this.
No, this is fun. we got to the end of what I had planned, and this is what we do. We derail it with the last 20 minutes of the podcast, and that's like the point. So don't even worry.
Like I imagined. I actually do have it here, and we had to make like an actual. We had to make it like a pretty special controller.
And then pull it back. There we go.
Let me see. Is this a YouTube short? I guess YouTube did make it a short retroactively. That's interesting.
That's dope.
That's so interesting.
Let me
Dude,
see.
that's for none of that stuff that I had, man.
Let me see.
upset.
Not slides. Share screen. All
You
right.
should
Let me
steal
see.
a name from another podcast and call yourself Distractable? No.
Okay. So basically, like I said, we made these controllers ourselves, and then in the game itself in Unity, there the controllers did control it there, where it was you'd like use this little sensor to like swipe left and right, and this is me recording it for the class, and basically it was an endless runner where you had to like try to get more points than the other person. You could spawn objects on each other. It was fun. Let me see. And then both controllers actually worked. So you see that's player 2 in the bottom there. It's really neat.
All right, Slip, you're up. What you got for us?
So I'm prefacing this with I literally went through this with, I believe it was well, I know I gave it to Ethan, but it was a co-worker that shared basically, because I guess how they do it is they tell you, okay, this is what things do. Try it. And I tried it, and then it's, oh, after you try it, did it work? And if it didn't, here's why. And so like this is kind of the last thing that I did. I'm still trying to get into the next lesson, but this is the one here.
Is this UE5? Oh my god, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it is UE5.
That's insane.
Okay, I see you. And it's like I say, man, it is torture game dev, but it's really fun. Like you'll just kick back and see cool stuff happen.
So on Twitter, that
Oh no, we're going to Twitter.
They allow you to follow. I'm living through categories at this point. You follow through categories. I found this person here doing these things. I just want to say that, like, from the person who, like, for me learning, right, even to these guys up here, seeing you take even the smallest part of your brain and putting it into a game that is fully functional, whether it took you 20 minutes, 2 hours, or 6 months, just being able to see that, see you guys do those things and make those happen. I sit here and scroll through like the indie dev stuff legitimately for hours. Like the category, I was sitting through hours and just look at some people's hard work and stuff like that. Because one, it does show that it gives me, I guess, a sense of like I maybe I can do this. Maybe I can be the one that can share it pretty soon. And just seeing this stuff, especially with you two doing like those, I watched Ethan do his like the crack engine or whatnot, and just it blew me away in just how seamless he was doing the stuff. Even though he was like he was having issues or whatever, he was seamlessly able to figure it out, and in a time frame that I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have ever thought about 10 years ago of me thinking about. Like I would never be able to understand it. And I guess that's the reason why I wanted to do this, because I love you guys, man. You guys, this it's making me want to do it.
I think, man, as a creative, I mean, I've kind of branched off, and like I said, I started doing art now because I really like doing character design. I found it's fucking fun. It's really neat to give yourself the opportunity to create, and that sounds really like painfully obvious to say. And I always tell Dan, 'cause I got my Wacom tablet, in like at the start of the pandemic, and I was like, well, before I bought it, I was like, why did I decide I was bad at art without ever giving it a chance? It's one of those things where even if it's bad, keep going. Something that you make, it can only get better the more you try at it. I originally went to school to be an attorney or a lawyer, and then I found out they had a really cool program, and I loved every minute of it. And I don't regret, like, in hindsight, like, even though breaking into the game industry is bloody difficult, man, I don't regret it at all. Because, like, having those experiences of working in a team and working on a game is definitely, like, helped me just be more kind to myself as a creative, I feel. and like just be more open-minded to feedback and how to get good feedback and incorporate good feedback versus bad feedback. That's why I tell people on Twitter, I'm like, yeah, you're allowed to dislike games. I'm not saying you F you, go die. Isn't helping anybody. Like, so voice your complaints for the game and leave it at that. That's it, But being like the emotional burnouts and like turmoil that people have, it doesn't contribute anything to the game dev project. Designers all know the problems that you have. We see the game, we build it. So I just wanted to, or I segue into that because it's just like, just remember, game designers are people too. There's going to be a bug. Every single game you've played has a bug in it.
At least one.
Truth. At least one. I mean, you think those old, or I'll use Final Fantasy as an example. All the older Final Fantasies, as perfect games as they are, some of the magic spells don't even work in them. You think they do. The animation goes off, but numerically, they don't work. So it's just one of those things where every game has a bug. Am I justifying games releasing with bugs? Absolutely not. But at the same time, game industry is getting much more bigger. Games are getting much more bigger. And it's just the nature of the industry we're all aspiring to be a part of. Mm-hmm. Don't come at Final Fantasy 6 like that, Bry. Final Fantasy 6 is notorious for it. 8 actually has the most bugs.
I didn't know that.
It's because at 8's when they first introduced all the multi-tiers to the magic, and that's when it got wonky.
That makes sense. I really couldn't have said it better, man. You nailed that. I'm gonna let that be the end of our show there. Bri, are you making any content this week? Where can people find you on the internet? Whatever you want to shout out, do your thing.
I don't really keep to a schedule anymore, but I do stream still. I do at StrugglerBry on YouTube. There's YouTube shorts for my JRPG stuff that I do. I will actually be streaming maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I don't do a schedule anymore because, man, sometimes I get home from work and, I just...
Yeah.
But at StrugglerBry on Twitch.tv, on YouTube, on Twitter if you want to talk shop about anything. Hey, nice cat.
Cats. Enjoy. Video listeners, watchers, whatever.
Right, I swear to F. What? What did I say? Oh, and another, or I'm going to give a shout out to something that I think is really cool that I bought. There's an independent business owner on Twitter called Frame a Game. Oh my God. He makes these custom frames for games. Ooh. And you have your own little case that you put in. So, I mean, if you have a game that you really love and you want to display it. Yeah, I have one for each of the Xenoblade games. And I mean, this guy, he was completely cooperative at the start or from start to finish. Shipped it within a week. Absolutely amazing. Frame a Game. Check it out if you want that special game frame. Could be Marvel's Avengers. She hurt you. Whoop.
Terrible advice. That's the worst advice you've ever given.
This could be for the funeral for Marvel's Avengers.
Oh my God, you're right. That's smart. True. My steelbook. Oh boy.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, that's the only other shout out I'll give outside of myself. Oh my God, I was so impressed with the quality of those things. It's I don't regret buying them.
Pretty dope.
I can talk forever. I don't shut up. I'm sorry.
Okay, we appreciate you being here, man. It was great having you on. Thank you for joining us. Slip, what are you doing this week?
Nothing. I'm on a night shift this week, so I probably won't be doing much of anything this week. I will probably this weekend, because everybody's doing the Destiny World's First. I probably won't be able to do it because I'm actually cover it because of work. But I will probably be just watching a bunch of people doing this either Saturday morning or just kind of just checking out, and probably Pokemon. I mean, Saturday morning Pokemon is always a thing. I got this new game that I'm trying to check out, Hotel Renovator. It's essentially the same thing as House Flipper, things like that. It's a similar vein for that, so we'll check that out.
Sounds good. I don't have anything. The next time that I stream very well might be next Tuesday for this, but I don't know. I might stream on the weekend and try to beat Elden Ring, but otherwise I probably won't.
I will be beating Elden Ring this week, and I'm pretty excited for that. I won't be streaming it. Thank you both for having me on Homies of Asgard. I know, and have a wonderful night on behalf of, or from me. I imagine I want you guys to have a good night too, but I can't speak for them.
Nope.
Nah, not really.
No, like, chat was
F them
great
guys.
tonight. You guys were awesome. You guys were so funny. You did great. Keep it up, chat. If chat was like this every day, I'd stream every day. What do you guys do? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not why I don't stream every day. I'm just busy. I'm just busy.
What's shaking, people? It's your boy Don't Kill HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. And this time around, it's